Ah, Spyro. What a great game. You know, I have a lot of good memories of Spyro, and I feel like a lot of other people do too. It was one of the best 3D platformers at a time that was just full of them. You had your Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong 64, the Crash games, fucking, like, Croc, Legend of the Gobos? Was that good? Like, I remember playing it a lot as a kid, but I don't remember if it was good or not, because what does Kid Me know, right? Like, Kid Me liked Toobin' on Game Boy Color, so I probably shouldn't trust him. The point is, there was a lot of great 3D platformers at the time. That was one of the biggest genres at the time. Sure, you had some clunkers, you know, you had Bubsy 3D, Glover. A friend of mine, when we were kids, a friend of mine had Glover, and he lent it to me. And I never gave it back, but also he never really asked for it back. He never came up to me and said, "Yay, where's Glover?" Like, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering, like, was that the plan all along, just to pass his trash on to me? You know, there was gonna be a Glover 2, but it was canceled in the, you know, whatever. This isn't about Glover. This is about Spyro, and Spyro's great. What was great about it was that it just exudes this great personal style. It had a very unique feel to it. People that swear by Banjo-Kazooie, and don't get me wrong, I love Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, but people who swear by Banjo-Kazooie always say that Banjo-Kazooie also had that same sort of unique feel. Well, not the same sort of feel, but, you know, it had a very definite personal style. And Spyro had that too, and it's what's so great about it. Plus, it came kind of late to this whole 3D platformer thing. It was released in 1998, and games continued on the PS1 until late 2000 or maybe early 2001. And it took all of these elements of older 3D platformers and really nailed them and polished them down. And it just made this perfect experience. It was great. I'm gonna stop talking, and we're going to start a new game here. And let's go. So I'm going to be quiet for the one cutscene of the game, literally the only one, aside from the credits.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6, for a Dragon's Age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000? What about this Gnasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Gnorc is a simple creature.
Simple.
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. That does it!
Looks like I've got some things to do.
So yeah, that's it. That's the setup. That's your story. You are too short to properly apprehend, and now it's your job to save everyone else. It was a simpler time. So, now we're in the game. We have to save dragons. Here's one. Let's go touch it.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
I gotta admire Spyro's enthusiasm. He just wants to get right into it, and really, I don't blame him. Anyway, so this is Spyro. We're playing it right now. You only have really a few ways to control him. You can charge with square, jump with X, flame with circle, and glide by pressing X in the air, and that's your lot. That's all you can really do. Later on in Spyro 2 and 3, you kind of learn more skills, but for right now, this is your lot. Run around, collect gems. We can press select and we can see that there are 100 gems and 4 dragons in the Artisan home. So we'll definitely be clearing everything out. This will be a 100% run, or 120% because that's eventually what the in-game percentage reads once you get everything. So, gotta save all the dragons, get all the gems and all that.
Cool, Flash. Do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Well, yeah, but we're gonna complete all of them before we even touch the boss, so we'll come to that much later. For now, we're gonna clear out the artisan home, get all the gems here. All the enemies here are kind of pushovers, don't really pose much of a threat. I mean, it's the first world, so I suppose they shouldn't. One thing I really like about Spyro, and that's gonna directly contradict what I was just about to say, but anyway, one of the things I really like about Spyro is that the core gameplay is based around mobility, and that was really unique for the time of these 3D platformers. They weren't based around this level of mobility. Sure, you had the other games didn't necessarily restrict your mobility, like, you know, Mario 64 or Banjo-Tooie or something like that, but it definitely had definite rules. Like, you could only jump a certain height or jump a certain length or whatever it may be, but gliding kind of tears that wide open. You see this a lot in speedruns and stuff. A lot of strategies in Spyro speedruns are just finding ways to glide to a certain area that you're not supposed to get to, or cheesing a certain area by just finding a way to completely bypass it by gliding. And it's a really unique mechanic, especially in a 3D platformer, and a platformer in general, whose entire concept is getting to hard-to-reach areas. And the controls are also really tight, too, which is so important with these sorts of 3D platformers, because in 2D platformers, you have two ways to fuck up. You can either fuck up left or fuck up right. But in a 3D platformer, you can fuck up your direction in so many different in infinitely more ways. So getting the controls down is just so important with that. And the controls in Spyro are honestly one of the tightest in any 3D platformer I've played. And it's just like little intuitive things, like Sparks, our little dragonfly friend here, he can pick up gems for us from far away, and you don't know how important that is until you lose him.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide, and don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we have 85 gems, we're missing 15 here. Where haven't I been? Probably... Oh right, we haven't been in the hedge maze, and we haven't killed this guy yet. Enemies hold gems too, so you want to make sure you kill every possible enemy in the stage. And we'll be done with the Artisan Home very soon. We only have one more dragon over to the left here. Go into this hedge maze, pick up the rest of the gems that are left scattered around. Get an extra life while we're at it. Lives aren't too important, Spyro. You can sort of get them back pretty easily. Oh, we're missing some more gems. Where are they? I'm mostly going to hoard these lives for when we get to treetops in the 4th world. Because, anyone who's played this, I want to get a preach. Fuck treetops. Seriously. Where did we leave gems? Didn't I say I knew this game well? I thought I did. Did we leave him somewhere, like, obvious? Aha, here we go. Well, there's 2. And 1, 2. Okay, we're done. So we got just that one more dragon left to go. And we're going to go into our first level here. We're going to go into Stone Hill first, which is right there. And there's our last dragon. He'll tell us about Sparks, I believe.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Yep, so basically the way Sparks works is that he's our hit point indicator. We get hit once, he turns blue, we get hit again, he turns green, we get hit one more time, and he's gone, and the next hit will kill us. So, and what Sparks does is he collects gems around you, and like I said before, you don't know what you have in Sparks until you lose him, because he is incredibly important. The moment you lose Sparked, it's just a complete slog, so you want to get him back as soon as possible. And you can get him back by having him eat butterflies, which you can find by killing sheep or, you know, chickens or whatever's around. So this is Stonehill, the first level of the game. We have 200 gems here and 4 dragons, so we'll be going through those. And it's the first level in the game, so again, it's kind of hard to mess up, like, very calm. A lot of these early levels are very small, too. A lot of these early levels are very small. So we'll go down here. Dragon in this well, along with the safe. Oh, well, okay, I guess we're going back up. Let's go back down, thank you. There we go. Gives us one last gem, free this dragon, and we'll come back for that safe later. We need a key for that. Oh, hey, Gavin.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Yep, thanks for repeating what I just said, Gavin. Once we hit these pads, by the way, that's our checkpoint, so that's how we save our progress. Anyway, we'll come back for that safe later. There's a key somewhere hidden on this level. Well, it's not really hidden, but yeah, I guess it is sort of hidden. If you're going to 100%, you'll probably find it sooner or later. We're actually going to get it right now, so I don't have to worry about it later. These rams aren't much of a problem. Our charge is better than their charge. There's another dragon here.
After you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
Spyro's got to go fast. He's on a mission. Can't be bothered with these old men telling stories. Wonder how old he is. I mean, dragons live for a long time, don't they? So we're on this beach here. Is there another gem back here? Don't want to miss that. And in this cave here, something we need. It's the key. Hooray! These, by the way, you can't flame. You gotta charge them, and they act just like normal treasure chests. So, let's head back up, use that key on the safe, and continue on with the rest of the level. The way Stonehill is set up, it's basically, you have this central hub, and everything kind of branches off from that. So let's see if it's back in the well. Where is it? There we go. And that'll give us a few more gems. Back up here, head to these other branches. While we're doing this, some interesting fact about Spyro. Let's go down this way. He was originally green, but they decided that blended in too much with the, the green grass, so they eventually changed him to purple. And, aside from the obvious functional change to make him easier to see, purple's a good color. Definitely my favorite color. When I was a kid, everyone liked red or blue, and that was your lie. Hey, do you like red or blue? But, to shitty kid me, with weird shitty center-right wing ideals, I said, hey, maybe the truth is in the middle. Huh? And, I put 2 and 2 together, and I put red and blue together, and I got purple, and said, bam! Problem solved. Give me the Nobel Prize.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
Alright, good to know. Glad you could teach us the thing we used to get here in the first place. So yeah, purple's a good color. When I was in kindergarten, boys got blue pencils and girls got red pencils. And I really wanted a red pencil, but they never gave it to me. And I've resented it ever since. And gender is a non-binary thing, so why not just give everyone purple pencils? Another problem solved. I'll take my Nobel Peace Prize now, thank you. We fell off, we're gonna have to go back up, that's sort of a pain. We need to catch this thief guy, he's carrying a dragon egg. And we need those, because apparently Spyro is the only kid dragon in existence. We never really see another one. So obviously these eggs are pretty important, I guess. Where'd that guy go? Well, we lost him. He's gone forever. Nah, he's somewhere around here. Ah, there he is. So we'll chase him down, take his egg. There we go. I believe there are 12 or maybe 16 eggs in the game. I want to say 12. Either way, they don't really serve much of a purpose. You need them to go from the 3rd world to the 4th world. Like the balloonist will say, hey, you should save more eggs. But other than that, they serve literally no purpose. Let's see. Yep. Gotta make sure there aren't any more gems in this top bit, because it's easy to get lost. Not necessarily lost, but it's just a vast area, and it's easy to leave something behind. How many gems are we at? 162 out of 200, and there's an entire branch, I believe, that we just straight up have not gone down yet. So, we'll go down that way. Or maybe we did. Which way haven't we gotten? Oh yeah, I know which way haven't we... I know which way we haven't gotten. We've gone that way, we've gone that way, we haven't gone this way. And this is probably where the rest of the gems are, because look at all these chests. Hopefully this is the rest, because otherwise I gotta do some hunting. And... aw, 198, we're missing a couple.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
Unthinkable. Okay, so, we're missing 2 gems. One thing that's really useful that's in later Spyro games is that you can press all the shoulder buttons together, and then sparks will point to the nearest gem. And that's, mega useful, because if you're missing just one gem somewhere, it could be anywhere, you don't know where it is, you gotta scour the entire level to go find it, and it's sort of a waste of time. But in future Spyro games, you can just get sparks to, just point directly to where it is, which is, pretty useful. So it's, if I had to guess, it's probably in this top bit. Like I said, we'd probably miss something here. One thing I really do like about the general design of Spyro is that aside from the terrain, the first thing the graphics engine renders is the glint of gems. So from far away, if you know where you're looking, and of course we don't, but if you did know where you were looking, you could see the gems from far away. Aha! Here we go. Alright, so we're done here. Let's head back, and this is the wrong way. Let's head back to the home world and head to another world. We'll probably hit Dark Hollow next. This way. Yep. And we're done. 200, 200, 4 out of 4, and the egg. Alright, like I said, we're gonna hit Dark Hollow next. That's in this, hedge maze here, and Dark Hollow probably has one of the more memorable songs in the game. I should mention that the soundtrack for Spyro was composed by Stuart Copeland, the drummer to The Police, and he does a great fucking job with Spyro music. I could listen to this all day. The Spyro soundtrack is one of the greatest. So, this is one of the more memorable tracks. If you played the game before, you probably remember this. It's just nice and atmospheric, you know? Wow. I need to face the right way to kill this guy. This level introduces sort of thing. Those guys with the metal shields, you cannot flame them. You have to charge them. And see that large guy? He's too big to charge, so you have to flame him. So, yep, can't flame these guys, gotta charge them. And this guy may or may not say exactly what I just said.
Oh, it's you! I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Yep. And some other dragon later in the level will be like, hey, these fat guys are too big to take down, so maybe shoot them with fire. Fire's a useful thing. Solve a lot of problems with fire. Again, Nobel Peace Prize. Give it to me now. Solve it with fire. Where'd that other guy go? There you are. You can light these fires. They do absolutely nothing, I believe, but you can. You know, be a nice guy, sing Kumbaya or whatever. Up here, more gems. And glide over here. One thing that's kind of peculiar about Spyro's physics here is that when you jump after a glide, or jump after a charge, you get significantly less height. Which means that if you have a large glide that you need to complete, it's better to not have a running start, which is sort of weird and not intuitive. You want to go from a walking start, or maybe even just a complete standstill, just jump and glide. And this was changed in Spyro 2 and 3, as physics were tweaked a little bit so that a charge jump has roughly the same amount of height as a normal jump. Along with stuff like hovering that was introduced in Spyro 2 and 3, makes it a lot easier to get around. It gives you even more mobility, which again, like I said, I liked.
Big enemies like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Yep. Important information that you already knew. So, we've exhausted everything in this level but that safe, and there's a whole nother little secret area where that is. This level's very small. Again, only 100 gems here. Yep. This guy's got metal armor and he's big, so you gotta wait till he's turned around, then you can flame his back. Oh, can we get this guy in time? Yes, we can. And this is where the key is, along with the rest of the gems in the stage. And this guy will tell us about pressing triangle.
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the triangle button when you want to zoom in and look around. Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Why is that a secret? Is the secret that he told us about a triangle button? Like, we're not supposed to know that? Or Spyro's not supposed to know that he's just a construct in a video game who's controlled by buttons by an unknown force? Yeah, I mean, but then again, he takes it kind of nonchalantly, you know? It's not a big deal to him. I mean, he wants to just beat Gnasty Gnorc, save everyone. I mean, sure. He doesn't care about where he comes from, who is God, and what is the purpose of life. We'll open this safe, and we're all done with this level. And these early levels are very small. They do get larger as we go further into the game, and they get even larger in Spyro 2 and 3. Much larger. So, I believe that's everything. Yep. And 3 out of 3 dragons. We're done. 3 more levels in the first world to do, and one of them's really short and kind of unorthodox. So we'll do that one next, just to get it out of the way. Plus, there's a very real chance I'll fuck it up, because it's not necessarily tough, but it is sort of precise if you don't know what exactly you're doing. So, how we open it is we hop on all of these stones in order, and there you go. So, Sunny Flight. Each world, and there are 5 of them, including the Gnorc Nexus, which is the last one and doesn't really count, has a flight level. And it's basically a level in which we are given infinite flight power, and you have to do a number of tasks. So in this one, we have to flame all these chests. Each one gives us a little bit more time. Oh. And we're not going very fast now. Kind of lost our momentum. But we gotta make sure we don't run out of time. Each time we do one of these tasks, it'll give us a little bit more time. We can sort of stay afloat that way. Now we gotta run through all of these arches. Touching this water instantly ends your run, so you don't want to do that unless you want to waste some time. And yeah. Spyro 2 and 3 has levels like these, but they're a lot more fast-paced. In Spyro 1, they're sort of not necessarily boring, just a little slow, you know? So, let's take a break from the arches to take care of these airplanes. They give us a good amount of time, and if we can intercept their paths, we can get all of them in quick succession. And 2 more, and we're making pretty good time. I mean, we can make better time. Like, that guy was a pain. That wasted a lot of time. But, could be worse. So 2 more arches, and then the barrels on the train tracks that are really easy, because you could just run against them and just hit them pretty easily. And they give you a ton of time, 3 each, and there's 2 on each train. So that's 6 seconds each, and it takes much shorter than 6 seconds to get to one. So, yep, got it all taken care of. And first try, we're done with the first flight level. Definitely the easiest, but you know, it's something. Try again, no thank you. It defaults to yes. It just, it's very sure that you just want to do it again. Alright, so that was pretty short. Next level up is Town Square, which is this way. And Town Square's not too long. It'll probably take the longest. Maybe Stonehill will take the longest. It's sort of uncertain. Depends how many gems we miss in Town Square, because it's easy to miss a few too. God, the music in this game is so jaunty. I love it. Stuart Copeland did an amazing job. One thing that's incorporated into a lot of these songs is a very jaunty organ. You'll hear it a lot in later levels. Actually, you'll hear it in the boss theme, which we're coming up to soon.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the L2 and R2 buttons to get a good look.
Now we know how to use the camera, which is great, because we definitely haven't been doing that this whole entire time. That's a problem a lot of 3D platformers had, was issues with the camera. And yeah, it's sort of true. Spyro doesn't have its problems. Or Spyro has its problems with its camera. But once you get used to it, it isn't too bad. So let's save this one. Devlin, what a name.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Oh, did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing X at the very top of your jump?
Again, very simple concepts that we're being retaught over and over again. I suppose you can tackle these levels in any order, so I guess it's helpful to have those tutorial dragons scattered throughout all of them. Just in case you, for some reason, decide to hit Town Square first, even though there are 2 much more accessible portals in where you start in the artisan home, but whatever. Hey, there's another thief. Nope, didn't get him. There we go. Got him early, which is useful, because what he does is he'll jump down here, and then you'll go down after him, and then he'll just jump right back up, and you got to do the whole song and dance to get back up here again. So this is one of my favorite dragons in the game here, just because of the disconnect between his name and what he says, and just... God, what a wimp, this guy. His name's Thor, right? You're expecting someone tough?
Thank you for releasing me.
Great. You're welcome. I bet his parents are so disappointed. So, what gems haven't we gotten here? I mean, all of these, obviously. This guy and this matador. And 187. We're missing 3. Well, save this dragon first and go back for those later.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here?
Yeah, I killed him.
And he's stolen a dragon egg! You've got to track him down and get that egg! Run! Run!
Dude, calm down. I got it covered, dude. So, we're missing 3 gems. Where could they be? Well, let's check back near the beginning of the stage, because we kind of rushed through that pretty quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhere up top. Oh, I know exactly where they are. because I was practicing this level earlier and I missed these exact 3. And I told myself I would remember. Right through here. And look at this. They're tucked behind here. Sneaky assholes. We're done. So, of course I messed up that glide. Great. Oh, great. Now I'm back at the very beginning of the stage. It's not like it's long. That's the thing about these first few levels. They're not long at all. You can, if you were just breezing through them, you'd be done with the first world in maybe like 15 minutes. Like, yeah, we're already at the end again. Or very near the end, just up these stairs. And just like that, we are almost done with the first world. All we gotta do now is the boss. I was just gonna take me right back up. Yeah, it did. I want to go down, thank you. So, our first boss of the game isn't really a tough one. I mean, he shouldn't be. He's the first boss. But it also has probably one of my favorite songs in the game. Oh, it's so good. There's this one part, and it's gonna come up, and I'm gonna have to stop. And stop everything, because I want to listen to it. It's not great right now, it's sort of moody, but just wait until the main theme of the game starts up in. The main theme of the game, by the way, is 8 notes. But it's just, oh, yep, these dogs take 2 hits to kill, so it's easy to get trapped underneath them. And yeah, Sparks is blue now, so we want to heal him up as soon as possible. Oh, Sparks is green now. I should be better at video games. Anyway, the main theme of Spyro is only 8 notes, but it's just such a catchy sequence. There we go. There we go. We got it going now. These dogs are definitely the biggest pain of this level. The boss isn't even that hard. It's the dogs around him that are hard. And I believe the jaunty organ that I talked about comes in here. Oh yeah. And we'll be hearing much more of that organ later on in the game. Especially in the Magic Crafters world. So the boss is that way, but we want to go this way instead. Oh, stop everything. Oh yeah. Watch Spyro's idle animation while I jam the fuck out. Okay, I'm done.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. This boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
He's not that hard. God, this song's so good. Music in this game is so good. I should note we haven't healed Sparks at all, so hopefully that's not going to be a problem. It shouldn't be. Now that I know how to deal with these. So yeah, Toasie's not a big deal. Whoa, we were glitched in the ground for a second there. Oh yeah, both at once. There we go. By the way, our boss is a sheep. Let's see if we can get both at once again. Yes, we can. Yep, not a big problem at all. And just like that, if we didn't miss any gems out of just sheer stupidity, and we did not, that's the first world of Spyro completed. and the next worlds won't take nearly this short a time. They definitely do get longer. But yeah, that's the first world of Spyro 1. We can move on to Peacekeepers now, the Peacekeepers world. And, man, I'm pumped. Spyro's such a good game. I'll see you guys next time.